What's up, guys? Frantic here, and welcome to the Sunday Show, where I give you some songs that I've been listening to this week in hopes that you find something else to listen to. Let's get into it. So today I'm going to be giving you some really cool stuff, and it's going to be really, really unique and kind of out there and odd by the end of it, but I'm really excited to give it to you. But we're going to start off a little more traditionally on the show, and we're going to talk about Gojira's album L'Enfant Sauvage. And this is a really, really good album. Gojira is very, notorious, I guess, because they do a lot of tremolo picking in their songs. So a lot of people could argue that they don't really do guitar riffs and it can get kind of repetitive. But I think there's a lot of distinction to a lot of it, and it's usually really good. And that being said, there's two songs. What was that? Two songs off of this album that I'm going to be recommending to you. First one's Born in Winter. That was the first song I ever heard by them and sold me immediately. It was really, really good, and it's kind of short, honestly, which could be a good thing. And then the other song is The Gift of Guilt. The Gift of Guilt is just another really good song. And it's hard to describe Gojira beyond like pseudo-screaming, growling, but kind of singing and, like I said, tremolo picking. But they're definitely a good metal band that I definitely enjoy listening to. And if you like this album, or if you like those two songs, you should like this album. And that being said, there's one song off this album that I really, really like. There's no lyrics. It's like 10 seconds long. Well, it's a minute and a half or something, but it's short. It's The Wild Healer. It's kind of like just a segue track, but I absolutely love it. All right, I'm only giving you one that's kind of around the same realm of stuff I talk about. So we're going to talk about Suicidal Tendencies, their self-titled album, Suicidal Tendencies. And we're going to talk about two songs. Why do I keep doing that? Two songs off of their that album, which is Institutionalized and Subliminal. So you might know these songs if you play video games, because Guitar Hero 2 had Institutionalized in it, and that was the first time I was ever exposed to them. And I hadn't really listened to them, after that. It seemed kind of dumb at the time. Granted, I was much, much younger. And then Subliminal was in Guitar Hero 5. It plays on the punk rock station that they have, which has a lot of good songs on it, actually. But both of those songs are really, really good. They're very anti-establishment, angsty teen, if you want to get into it that way. But the songs themselves, guitar-wise, drummer-wise, bassist, all the fun stuff, all that's really good. And this whole album is actually really, really good front to back. It's not too terribly long. And if you really like Institutionalized, really like Subliminal, there's other good songs on this album for you to check out. So I would highly, highly recommend it. So if you're telling me, oh, Frantic, that's not all weird or anything, that's just a punk rock band. You normally recommend metal punk rock and kind of go with that. Okay. Let's recommend Primus, because if you haven't listened to Primus, that's where it gets weird. All right, so I actually haven't been listening to a specific album. I've been listening to his 2006 singles album called They Can't All Be Zingers. That album has, obviously, a lot of good singles on it, so you can just listen to it front to back and be set. Specifically, I like John the Fisherman. I like Too Many Puppies, Tommy the Cat, and Jerry Was a Race Car Driver. All these songs are just great, and if you don't know anything about Primus is really Les Claypool being fucking weird on not only bass but vocals, and it's just so unique. It's like, the best way to describe it is experimental, funk metal. I truly don't know how to categorize it, because it's just so out there and weird. But it's amazing in the same sense, if you know what I'm saying. So I'd recommend that entire just singles thing, and then if you want to start listening through his discography, head back and try and find where some of the songs exist and delve into those albums, because I'll probably be doing that here soon. But overall, oh man, Les Claypool on bass is crazy, and that Primus is just insane. So if you like really weird stuff, you'll like Primus. All right, so if that wasn't weird, I'm gonna really set you back here. So this past Friday, my friend showed me this band, and I have not stopped listening to them since. The band is called Hooch, and the best way to describe them is not as like a metal band, because I don't think they really are. There's no way to look at it that way. He said saxophone electronica. Now, that can paint a lot of pictures, and my personal opinion is it can kind of be that, but it's really saxophone rock. And the reason he says saxophone electronica is because they write electronica music on their computers and then play it on saxophones, which makes total sense. But but when they play it and when you hear it for the first time and you don't know that, it sounds a lot like saxophone rock. And what the band is two saxophone players on tenor saxes and a drummer who just looks stoned out of his mind 100% of the time. And they do a lot of unique things with their saxophones that would traditionally be like frowned upon, like squeaking a lot and not playing with like really weird tone. But they also do other really, really out of the box stuff, like they put a traffic cone in one of the saxophones and play it. Like, they do some weird shit. So I'm gonna recommend their self-titled album Hooch, and I'm gonna recommend the first two tracks off that album, which are number 9 and number 10. That's actually what they're called. Those are really good songs. They're catchy as hell. And if you like that, you should like a lot of the rest of their stuff. It's really unique. It's really catchy. And these guys are like the epitome of a subway band that you're trying to get on the subway, and they're standing there playing some weird shit and want you to give them tips in their little saxophone case. They are the epitome of that, but they are way better than most of the ones that do that. And boom, that about does it for me, guys. Let me know what you've been listening to this week. Considering most of the stuff I talked to you about this week was stuff I'd been recommended, I definitely want to hear what you guys have been listening to so I can kind of recommend it to other people depending on how good it is. So other than that, did you guys like last week's episode? Did you like the stuff? Did you love the stuff? Or did you hate the stuff? I always want to know what you guys think of that because, I'm going to be recommending you stuff in the future. Might as well make sure I don't recommend something too weird or out there, even though this entire episode's kind of weird and out there. Anyways, remember to check out everything over here on the right side of the screen, the latest episode of our podcast or the last episode of this. And remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.